Yo, what is up, gang? Welcome to the Bourbon Hang. It's where it's about the bourbon, but it's more about hanging out with you guys tonight. We have an exciting show. If you can hear me okay, please comment. Let me know. What's up, Tim Evans? Tim Evans already in the house. Mike Booth's in the house. We've got some exciting stuff for you guys tonight. As we get started here, I'm gonna have a little pour of this A1 Whistle Pig pick. I've never been like a huge fan of Whistle Pig, but my goodness, this pick is fantastic. It's always been a little too expensive for what it is, I've thought. Everyone in Rusty Water Society kept going on and on saying how great this pick was. And they named it Apple Orchard. And man, I don't know if it's power of suggestion, but they named this thing right because it is a gorgeous pick. If they still have more, you guys should stop by A1 and grab it. It's one of my favorite ryes I've had, and I'm not just saying that. So let's see who else is in the house. Mike Booth, Dan S. What is going on? All right. Everybody says sounds great. Tater Dan's in the house. What's going on, buddy? Than, hey, Than, I am getting ready to taste a sample that you sent me, the Bardstown single barrel. So I saved that for tonight. So I'm glad you hopped on, buddy. Dan's in the house. What's up, dude? What's up? We're going to talk about Whiskey Mash. If you guys don't have your tickets, you should get it. I'm going to go through, Narav sent me a few more bottles that we're adding to the VIP pour list. Again, bangers, all bangers. You guys that paid for VIP tickets are going to get your money's worth and more. So that's exciting. Let me taste this Whistle Pig here real quick. What do you guys think of Whistle Pig? Have you had it? This is gorgeous, man. This is like, it is like apple juice. It tastes very much like apple juice, but has a great spiciness to it, great rice spice, and then has just a touch of that like Rickhouse kind of musty oak. But sometimes musty oak puts me off if it's like mildewy. That's a fault in whiskey. This isn't that, but it's just a touch of like just a little musty oak, which I absolutely love. Tim Evans, Whiskey Mash is September 9th. So we've got, I know Ben, Ed, Brad, Mike Booth is coming into town. We've got some other Patreon members coming into town. We're going to get there Friday and try to, I think, probably go to dinner at Firefly. And then also, and then the next day we'll go to Whiskey Mash. But after Firefly, we're going to have a bottle share at the hotel. So if you need any of that information, dude, just message me. I'll get you all the links, hotel information, all that stuff. I think there's still some hotel rooms available. Oh, this is good news. I like seeing this, Mike. Changed my flight, headed to you on Thursday instead of Friday. Heck yes, man. We've got to pace ourselves. Oftentimes we go in too hot on the first night. But that's exciting, man. I'm so pumped. I'm glad you're going to make it early. All right. So yeah, guys, what we're going to do tonight, man, this Whistle Pig is something else. It's 10 years old, comes in at 103.7 proof. I think they're like $99. But yeah, man, I was super skeptical. This is the first Whistle Pig I've ever bought. But the cool thing about A1 when you guys go down there, if you do, I know a lot of you guys are from Rusty Water and are watching this and know this already. But if you're not local and you go buy A1, you can taste any store pick before you buy it. So taste this. Tell me I'm not wrong. It's freaking amazing. But I'm really excited tonight to get into this Bardstown single barrel. We're going to taste that. We're going to go through some comments. Then I'm going to reveal the Whiskey Mash news. And then we're gonna do an Elijah Craig barrel proof tasting. Now, the title was more just like clickbaity to see, is Elijah Craig getting better or worse through the years? This is not scientific. This isn't gonna prove anything, but it's gonna be fun and interesting. I've got, let's see, we're gonna be tasting my oldest bottle of Elijah Craig barrel proof that I still have some left on, and that is B518. So batch from 2018. Um, the second one that I picked is from 2021. We're gonna do A121, and then the most recent one I have is the A123. So, every couple years we'll taste them. We're gonna blind them. I've already poured them, got them aired out. They've been mixed around. I don't know what's what, and we're gonna see if I think Elijah Craig's getting better or worse. And the important thing is like if it's noticeably different, right? Like there's always going to be 5 to 10% differences between batch to batch, sometimes a little bit more, but does it feel like they're not holding the standard that they were in 2018? I purposely did not put any 2020 batches in here because 2020 was just on another level, and all of those are fantastic. I have all of them back there. I almost went through and did A120, A121, and A123, but A120 has been, for me, for my palate, far and away in every blind I've put it in, I've put that batch first. It's just hits me right. It's super high proof, but it's got a great balance of fruitiness and Heaven Hill kind of oakiness and a little bit of nuttiness. I just love it. It's super complex and really balanced for the proof. The proof on that's way up there. So I didn't put that in here because I thought I would win. So let's see. Oh, Than, the Bardstown wasn't from you? Shoot. I don't know who that was from. It says West Clay Indy. So I'm not sure where that's from. Man, that is great. You guys had Whistle Pig. What do you think? I normally have not been a huge fan for the cost, but that bottle, need to get some backups of that. All right, we're gonna inch our way towards this. Let's see what these proofs are. You know what? I didn't even check to see how close these proofs are. B158 or B518 is 133.4 proof. 121 is 123, and A123 is 125.6. So Daniel says that bottle is so good. Are you talking about the Bardstown single barrel or A120? Let's get a pour of this guy right here. So this weekend I am headed to Columbus, Ohio with Barrels for Hope, and we are picking a dark pumpernickel rye at Middle West. So um super excited about that because a couple single barrels of dark pumpernickel rye from Middle West that I've had, I've really liked. And I had never heard of them until this year, but yeah. Oh yeah, Daniel's talking about the Whistle Pig. Yeah, man, it is a good bottle for sure. Good bottle. All right, I have not tasted one of these Bardstown single barrels. Let's get into some comments here from recent videos. And then I'll give you guys some whiskey mash news. And if you guys didn't notice, this is my second week in a row of live streams. So empty nesting's going good. It's a lot easier to do these when the kids aren't here. And next Thursday, probably won't have a live stream next Thursday because we usually have our Barrels for Hope board meeting, and then our Barrels for Hope live stream is that night, and we've got some news to get to those guys. So I doubt I'll do another live stream that night, but I haven't canceled that quite yet, but we'll see. But then the next week we'll be back on. So wait, the next week's Whiskey Mash, right? Man, these weeks are flying by. Let's see. Yeah, next week, yeah, the next week is Whiskey Mash. So, we'll probably go live on that well, no well, we might go live on that Thursday because 'cause let's see, we'll have Mike here now, Brad, Ed, and Ben. So maybe we'll plan something fun. We'll do a live stream with the guys here, in the bourbon bunker here and see what we can come up with. That might be kinda fun. Might do something like that. I'll figure that out. So, alright, let's see what we got here first on the comments. All right. What was this first one here? All right. First comment comes to us from D Novel One. This was on a journeyman. This was an old video, but I don't know. I must have been searching and found it. But this is a journeyman corset, buggy whips, whatever it is. It's their 100% wheat whiskey. We put this in a advent calendar years ago. It might have been the first advent calendar I did. And it was okay. It just wasn't my thing. But he made a comment and said, "Hey Lance, this bottle just won Fred Minnick's 2023 Ascot Awards Whiskey of the Year and beat out some incredible whiskeys. The bottle they tasted was 139.1 proof, however. I don't remember what the proof was on the bottle that we did. I'd have to go back and watch that video. Um, that is crazy that that won whiskey of the year. Have you guys had that? Um, it was good. I don't know that I mean, I know I liked it okay, but I don't think it was great. So that was a few years ago though. We said that with Woodinville. When I tasted Woodinville on last week's live stream, I used to think Woodinville tasted a little crafty, a little young, and the last pick A1 did. I freaking love that bottle so much. It's probably my favorite pick they've done to date this year, and it's beat out some really good bottles that I've had. So, Woodinville has got a lot better. I don't know if Journeyman's got better because a lot of times when I taste those newer distilleries, if I get that crafty note, I mean, it's going to be a while before I revisit. And Journeyman was like that. So, interested to know if you guys have tasted Journeyman in a while, specifically the corset whips, whatever that is. I can't remember the name of it. And if it is whiskey of the year category for you. I did see Fred Minnick just tasted the cellar aged makers. That's a blend of like, I think 11 and 12-year stuff. And I mean, he almost had an orgasm on camera. So I'm interested to get that bottle. I don't know if I'll be able to get one. I'm interested to taste it and see if it's as good as he thinks it is, because I know he's been wanting that and calling for that for years. So I don't know how much he was able to remove his bias and, and see if it is really that good. We'll see. So let's get into this Bardstown here. Oh man, this smells fantastic. Goodness, it's 120 proof. All right. Cheers, everybody. What are you guys drinking tonight? Hmm. I'm not crazy about that. Boy, it's got some heat, man. Hmm. I don't know how crazy about that I am. I've heard really good things about these Bardstown single barrels. This is West Clay Indy. I don't know what store, you know, did this. Take another sip here. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Huh. It's really drying on the palate. I don't know the age of it, but it doesn't taste very old. It's really sharp. And it's got a funky note that I can't man, I have not had much Bardstown stuff that I don't like, and we recently went on one of the thieving tours there, so we got to taste the whole Origin series, at Cash Strength, and they were all fantastic. Um, this, man, I'm not a fan of it, I don't think. Weird. I wish I knew more about this. Um Daniel said MSRP on that makers is super high, I believe. It's 150. Uh, all right. Tim Evans is drinking Bowman single barrel. Oh, here we go. Tim Evans. I didn't like the Bardstown single barrel. Origin is cheaper and better. Yeah, dude, I totally 1,000% agree with you. Man, I'm glad I'm not like crazy here because all I've heard is great things about Bardstown single barrel, but I'm gonna take one more sip. It's got like uh it's got a really nice like burnt sugar kind of note to it that I think was throwing me off first, and I was trying to figure out what that is. Um, very like burnt sugar caramel kind of note. It's getting better. It's getting better, but, yeah, I have the Origin series, and I like it better, and definitely the Origin series at Cash Strength that we tasted at Bardstown was, way better, but, you know, I don't know, that's just okay. I wouldn't That's definitely not something I would reach for on a regular basis. Um, Dan says, "Big Bardstown fan. The single barrel I have is a bit hot." Yeah, yeah, dude, this one's hot too, man. This one is hot. It's really hot. Take another sip. Yeah, I don't think that's a barrel I would have picked. I don't know if they're all like that. It's just not my jam. Whiskey Nose, Marty's in the house, says, "Love Bardstown White Label Origin." Yeah, me too, man. It's good stuff. Tim Evans says his is a bit is harsh. Yeah, mine is harsh too. It's really bitey, man. All right, I'm not crazy saying that. I thought I was gonna be crazy, but doesn't sound like it. Oh, Chris Michael sipping one of my favorite pours of the year, Old Ezra 7 Full Proof Rye. That is good stuff, man. Really good stuff. Cheers, buddy. All right, let's go to the next comment here. Bear with me just a second, guys. Okay, next comment. I did a review on the Smoke Wagon Winter Oak. So Robert Shea 9235 said, "Appreciate the honest review. Definitely wouldn't be anything I would seek or hunt. I'll stick with the uncut, unfiltered. Cheers." Yeah, so that bottle, the Winter Oak, the Smoke Wagon Winter Oak, I really enjoyed. It's really good. Now, it's a limited release, very limited. I think there's like 1,500 and some bottles. And it was fantastic, but for $150, man, it's just there are other, MGP brands out there that I think do a better job. Specifically, I said this in my review, I've had some Nashville Barrel Company, um, single barrels. A1 did one called, Titan's Pipe. I have one bottle that I have not opened back there, and that's an $80 bottle. Now, you would think at 5 years old, 6 years old, that Barrel might be charging, a bit more for their stuff. I don't think so. If you taste it, it tastes older. I don't know what they do to their stuff, but it's really good. Um, and I just enjoy that just as much. So, for, $80 versus $150, I don't think you guys are missing anything. If you didn't get your hands on that Smoke Wagon limited release, they're so limited that it's really hard. The reason I review those things again, guys, is if you see it in a bar, and you can get a pour, whether to spend, 40, $50 on a pour of that in a bar for something that you're never going to have again. That, I don't think it's worth it to buy a pour for $50 at a bar when you can get a good, Nashville Barrel Company release for $80. You're not missing anything on that. Now, it's not to say it wasn't good. It was really good. I liked it, but everybody always asks me since I can get those Smoke Wagon bottles, if they're worth chasing or not. I definitely would not pay secondary for those. Don't pay secondary. Just go to a store you trust and find a Nashville. Um, let's see. Dan says, "Drinking Remus 5." Yeah, man. Good bottle right there. Independent Joe, what's up, buddy? Thanks for joining us, man. Says winter oak is good. I like my bottle. Yeah, I like it. I like it, but I just, I don't think people have to chase it. For if I found it for 150 bucks, I would definitely buy it because it's super rare, super collectible, looks great on the bar back there. And it's a good bottle. It tastes really good. Anyone you pour that for is gonna love it. But it's not worth, 800 bucks on secondary. I don't know that I would pay extra money at a bar to buy a pour of it. So I thought that was a good one to go to talk about today. All right. See what else we got. Um, let's go. All right. This comment is okay. This came on. I did a studio review, and this comment was on there. I was showing you guys my new studio. Um, and Robert Stewart, 17265 said, heck yes for Middle West. Tried the pumpernickel rye and the ported pumpernickel at Barrel Society in Princeton back in January. Just blown away. I've not had the ported pumpernickel, but the dark pumpernickel rye cash strength is fantastic. So, yeah, man. All right. Let's see. I think that's it. I think that is all for the comments today. Let's get into this tasting. See if let's see if Elijah Craig's getting better or worse. So, all right. So we got these 3 glasses here. Again, bear with me with the silence, but I cannot see what's on the bottom. They're labeled A, B, and C, and then we've got these little neck tags indicating which bottle is which. So, again, we've got B518, A121, and A123. Oh, Daniel said, Daniel's pumped for Parker's 10 rye. Yeah, man, I can't wait to taste that. I probably won't be able to find a bottle, but I'll definitely grab a pour of it at A1 when that comes out. All right, we're going to talk about glass 1, 2, and 3 here. Good Lord. Glass 1 smells good. I had like Indian food tonight, and I can smell it on my hand, so that's kind of messing me up. Mm. Cheers, everybody. Woo. Glass 1's got some heat. Very Elijah Craig. That's sharp, man. Glass 1, really sharp on the back of the palate. Like a lot of bitterness drying out my palate. Um, Let me get acclimated to that because that's higher proof than what I've had tonight. So, um, get a comment here from Mike. Excited to try the pumpernickel rye. I've never had one. No one seems to do them down here. Yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. I had no idea I was gonna like it as much as I did. I have got samples from A1. They sent A1 some samples to do a pick as well. I've got samples. I will save that for you, so you can taste it when you get here in a couple weeks. Because obviously we're not going to have our barrels for Hope Barrel yet. So that was much better. Mm. Just a very little bit of cherry on the end, just like a whisper of it. Mostly that sweet Heaven Hill oak, Rick House, um, deep dark brown sugar on that. That second sip was much better. All right, go on to glass 2 here. So what do you guys think? What's your prediction on tonight? Do you think Elijah Craig has gotten worse over the years? Has it getting better? Is it enough to matter? Is it enough where you'd stop buying it? Which seems crazy. Nobody say that because it's still 12-year barrel strength stuff for 65, 70 bucks. Glass 2, I like glass 2 on the nose a little bit better than 1. Pretty close though. A little more cherry on glass 2. I wonder why I'm getting cherry tonight a lot on Elijah Craig. You know, like, palates can differ so much from day to day, and I knew I was having Indian food. There's a Nashville hot chicken place in town, and they were doing, instead of Nashville hot chicken sandwiches, they were doing tikka masala sandwiches, and so, normally, we eat pretty healthy throughout the week, but, Thursdays, we go a little off the rails. I was like told my wife, I was like, "You gotta go pick that up for me." It was it's good. Yeah, I think I'm actually enjoying glass 1 better than glass 2. Where I was getting the sharpness on glass 1 right on that first sip, I got that sharpness, on glass 2 the whole way through. Daniel says, "Private single barrels are too easy to get, no use for the batch stuff." Well, they are in our market. Yeah, I mean, with A1, with as many as A1 gets, that's not an incorrect statement for us, but I don't know if that's a correct statement for everybody. I don't know. I still love some of the batches though. I heard the last one that came out is really good, but I haven't got it. But I do agree with you that in general, you know, by their standards, the single barrel should be better than the batch stuff. And you know, we did 2 picks for Barrels for Hope, and I've had some of the A1 picks this year, and I've done them in blinds with batches, and the single barrels were always beat the batch stuff for me. So, mm, yeah, that's where it's at. Class 3, that's where it's at. Class 3, I like the viscosity better. It's more oily. Um, the finish is a lot longer on glass 3. It's got all those Heaven Hill characteristics that you love. Um, the only one that I wasn't crazy about on that first pass through was glass 2. Glass 1 was good. Glass 3 was the best for me. Let my palate just rest just a minute, and then we'll go back through, but we'll start with glass 3 and work our way backwards. Mike says, "I think, if the price goes up over 80, $90, it's a try before you buy, but for the price right now, they're always a buy. 1 out of 4 being just okay is great odds." Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I think as whiskey tubers, as people who review whiskey, we're sometimes just so hypercritical on these splitting hairs when I don't know how much we could pick out of a blind. The only one I think I could really pick out of a blind is A120. And I have. I've picked it out of blinds before. Now, I don't know, like, I don't know how often I could do that. I don't think I could do that every time. Um, I think we're really splitting hairs and being nitpicky, but that's what's fun about it. So, but I don't know that I've ever had an Elijah Craig. I'm trying to think. I've never had an Elijah Craig barrel proof batch or bottle that I've just hated. So, I have had an Eagle Rare bottle that I hated. Mm. Glass 3 is nice, really well rounded. All those dark caramel, brown sugar, sweet oak notes. Very Heaven Hill-esque. I like that. I like glass 3. Let's see if I get the sharpness on glass 2 that I got the first time through. Oh, man. Man, I say that I don't know that there's a batch I don't like. Glass 2 coming off of glass 3 is so sharp. It's so sharp and bitter, and I dislike it I do. I actually dislike it coming off of 3. Now, when I had it before glass 3, it wasn't that bad, but I didn't like it as much as the other 2. That was just really sharp and not enjoyable. Really bitter. It sits on the back of your tongue, and not in a good way. Yeah. I wonder what that is. I'm gonna take one more sip of glass 2 here. That wasn't quite as bad. Still not great, still not my favorite. Um, huh. Alright, let's go to glass 1. Yeah, I like glass 1 definitely better than 2. I'm gonna eliminate 2 right out of the gate because I don't think I just can't imagine that coming back. Um, it was really weird. First time through, I didn't like it as much. Going from glass 3 and then having glass 2, I did not like glass 2 at all. Second sip, it got a little better, but still not fantastic. All right, I'm gonna reveal what my last place is. It is glass B. I don't know. Probably gonna have a hard time showing you guys that, but it's glass B, and B is A121. So A121 for me comes in last place. So the question of are they getting worse? I like A123 better than 121. So I don't know. I mean it's really that's not even close. I really don't care for that. That's weird. I don't remember disliking that batch. So all right. So we got it narrowed down to 2. B158 and A123. So tasting glass 1 here. I'd say I'd say glass 1 is about 15% better than glass 2 that I eliminated. It does have some of that astringency that I'm not crazy about. It's just not as rounded. It doesn't finish as nice. Um, and again, we're splitting hairs. Like if I had these on their own, I would love them. So just keep that in mind anytime we're doing these reviews. Let's see what Mike says here. I just did an Elijah Craig pick when Heaven Hill barreled their 10 millionth barrel and it was money. Yeah, dude. The 2 we did for well shoot, did you got your bottles for Barrels for Hope. What'd you think of those? Have you opened them yet? And Daniel said, "Yeah, it's hard to spit on in anything Heaven Hill." Yeah, it is, man. Everything they do is good. All right, let's taste glass 3 here. Oh yeah, that's not even a question. Glass 3, such a good balance of sweet and spice, but really viscous. The caramel notes and the brown sugar notes are really dark and heavy with like no ethanol, no spikiness. It's just gorgeous. Glass 3 is just gorgeous. So, it's I don't even need to taste these anymore. This might be a short live stream tonight. Let's see what glass 3 is. Glass 3 is that A? Jesus, I can't read. Yeah, yeah. Glass 3 is that A? Jesus. Sorry, guys. Yeah, glass 3 is A. Let me taste it again. A is batch A123. So, I swear to you guys, this is why I was checking it, like triple checking it. I was sure that B518 was gonna win this flight, and it didn't. Uh, I really like A123. It's really well balanced. It's darker, it's richer. than the other two. So, you know, the question, this doesn't answer the question for sure, except that, is Elijah Craig barrel proof batches getting worse? I wanted to do this mainly for me because I think if you ask most of the whiskey community, they think that it is. And in my mind, I thought it was too. I thought that B518 was going to destroy these other two batches. I mean, look, I have not drank that much of this A123, and I've had it for a while. So, in fact, I want to make sure that I poured it in the right glass. That's how surprised I am by this. Yeah, it's nice, man. It's really nice. There's some fruit notes in there, some cherry, dark brown sugar. Mm, that's delicious. That is delicious. So, yeah, A123 wins for me tonight. That's funny, man. I was sure B518 was gonna win, and I think most people in Whiskey Tube would say that as well. Now, could there be batches from 2018 that are better than 2023? Sure. That's why this isn't like super scientific. But it does definitely answer the question that some of the batches are not as are some of the recent batches are better than the old batches. And I think it's just so hard for us to stop our biases and tell ourselves that, sometimes whiskey isn't getting worse throughout the years. I was at Benny's the other day, and there was a lot of good stuff to buy. We were at A1 last weekend, lots of good stuff to buy. You're gonna easily spend a ton of money for stuff just sitting on the shelves. But this bourbon world, fear of missing out, you start chasing all the LEs. And there's a lot of good stuff still on the shelf. So, mm, man, I'm glad I did this tonight. That was uh that was fun. Oh, okay, Mike says he has his shipped to his in-laws in Missouri. That's right. Well, when you get here Thursday, bud, you can try them. Oh, nice, dude. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the channel. I just started being back regularly. So we'll do live streams every Thursday night. Next Thursday we might not because we have a charity organization called Barrels for Hope, and we have to do a board meeting and uh, do a live stream with our members over there next Thursday. But we might. So let's see. 13 and 18 Shelby says B523 is the first time in probably 4 years I didn't buy at least one backup bottle. Oh, see, I've heard B523 is really good. Interesting. I think they have their ups and downs just like every distillery. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with that many barrels and blending, and it's hard. DMC, what's up, dude? Welcome, man. Haven't seen you in a while. I haven't talked to you in a while. Hope you're doing all right. Thanks for filling the live void on Thursday. Is there a void? Like I haven't been on a whole lot, so if there is a void, that's great. I didn't know there was one. I figured that there were. I honestly haven't checked other channels that much, so I don't know how it is, but I figured there were 5 people, 6 people every night going live. So, if this is a void in Whiskey Tube, that's fantastic. It'll make me enjoy going live every week. So I appreciate you guys being here, man. What bottles are you guys chasing right now? Obviously, Makers cellar aged is a big one right now. What else are you guys chasing that you're trying to get your hands on? Trying to think what else. I know Wild Turkey Voyage got lots of good reviews, but man, I'm not gonna spend that kind of money. I'm just not. Oh, Daniel said Heaven Hill 18. Yeah, man. Heaven Hill 17 was so ridiculous. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I completely forgot. I don't know how many of you are here. I completely forgot I knew I was forgetting something to tell you guys the Whiskey Mash drinking list. Shit. Sorry about that. I hope you guys from Rusty Water are still here. Um, Let me just update this so I can go back and all right, Whiskey Mash, September 9th, guys. Effingham, A1. You guys, most of you that are here know uh that's my favorite store. That's the store we do a whiskey festival with. So, September 9th, let me get through and tell you guys if you have VIP tickets and there's are still some available, these are the pours we're going to have for you guys. And last year, like we had Michter's 20, Heaven Hill 17. I had multiple pours of all those. So, if you guys were here on last week's live, you heard the list. But we've got some bottles to add. So I'll review the list again for you guys. We're gonna have pours. You'll have pours of George T. Stagg, Eagle Rare 17, William LaRue Weller, Thomas Handy, Pappy 10, 12, 15, Weller Antique, Reserve, Weller 12, CYPB, Foolproof, Weeded Willet, Elmer T. Lee, Rock Hill Farms, Charters Oak, Blanton's Gold, E.H. Taylor Rye, Barrel Proof and Single Barrel, Heaven Hill 20, Old Fitz 19, Heaven Hill 17, Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend, Jack Daniels Coy Hill, Jack Daniels 10, Jack 12. That's another bottle I'm really chasing. I haven't seen. I haven't got any calls on, but Jack 12 is one I'd love. Old Forester Birthday Bourbon, Four Roses, Barrel Strength Limited, Blood Oath Pack 9. And then today we added, let's see here. Where is it? We added Russell's 13, Baker's 13, Knob Creek 18, Hardin Creek 17 year, both of those releases. So that is one hell of a VIP list. Hope you guys are excited about that. Huge shout out to A1 and Narav for providing all of those. I'm so pumped, man. I can't wait for that. It's going to be an awesome time again. We will go live from the event. Probably sit down with Hard Truth. I know Hard Truth is just releasing their what's it called? Oh, I forget what it's called. Like End of the Road or something like that. They're just released. We had it when we went and did a single barrel pick for Barrels for Hope, and it was really outstanding. A little bit lower proof, definitely lower cost. I think it's like $40 is MSRP, but so much flavor packed into low proof, you'll be blown away. It's really, really good. And then they just teamed up with John Cougar Mellencamp, and they're actually doing their release in September of that. So, DMC said Jack Daniel's single malt. Yep. Stag. Yeah, that's all. That's always, always one we're chasing. Oh, nice. You just put up a short, caught the Stag A23 today at MSRP. Nice. How is it, man? Is it good? Mike Booth says, just so everyone knows, we tend to ignore the Sazerac table. Yeah, that's how, when you go to Whiskey Mash, that's how you know you're hanging with bourbon nerds who know what they're doing, because everyone stayed away from the Sazerac table. And the Heaven Hill table was packed, just packed all night long. Four Roses table was pretty busy too. Major Zero asked, where is the event? It is in Effingham, Illinois. So if you know where Chicago is, I'm in Champaign, which is about 2 hours south of Chicago. Effingham's about another hour south of me. So it's about 3 hours south of Chicago. Gary Heisler, what's up? Says, can't wait for our bottle from Hard Truth. Man, I know. Narav has not heard anything on that yet. He's talking about our bottle we did a pick with Hard Truth, 4 Barrels for Hope. And oh my gosh, it came in at 126 proof. It was aged at their highest point in their rick house. I've never seen a Hard Truth rye at that proof. They're mostly around 115, 116, somewhere around there. So the one we picked came out at 126, and it is a wild ride. I mean, It's one of the most exciting it's probably I'm probably more excited for that bottle than anything else, that we've picked so far. Well, I mean, the founder's pick, the Elijah Craig founder's pick was awesome. Just to get you guys the first bottles, from Barrels for Hope was so cool. Um, yeah, that was fun, man. Okay, you're gonna wait for Friday. Daniel said Lebanon Liquors got their makers pick today, maybe Barrels for Hope soon. Yeah, Daniel, I think we're supposed to get the makers pick in on the 31st, maybe. So pretty soon, and then it'll probably be we'll probably get those ready to go out middle of probably after Whiskey Mash. We're probably not going to do it before Whiskey Mash. So um, shortly after Whiskey Mash, you guys will have your makers picks for Barrels for Hope, which really good too. So, all right. Man, I'm excited that A123. I cannot believe the results of tonight. I was sure A123 was going to come middle to last. I thought B518 was definitely going to win. So that's just crazy. Crazy, crazy. You never know, man. That's why blinds are so important. And, I could do this blind another night and the results be totally different. The only one I thought was kind of an outlier was the A batch from 2021. I'd be interested to see how I reviewed that. Because tasting it in between these other two, it stood out as not that great. But I wonder how it is on its own. I'll have to go back and find my review on that. I probably put it bunker worthy. That's the thing with Elijah Craig, 12 years, $65, barrel strength. Can't hardly beat it. Those are you know, all barrel proof. They've already knocked the 12-year age statement off. So um, I'm interested to see how that B batch is because I think it was 11 and a half years, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I've heard really good things, but somebody in the chat tonight said they weren't crazy about it. So that's interesting. But if you guys haven't done a blind with Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and you have a bunch like I do back there, do it just for fun. See what you think. If has Elijah Craig really gotten worse over the years enough to where you can tell? I mean, are we talking it's 5 or 10% difference? Who really cares? I do think the B batches would completely blow these away. Maybe we'll do that another night. But I think next week I'm gonna taste through Barrel Craft Spirits. I'm gonna take my favorite batches from Barrel Craft Spirits and we're gonna blind those because I don't want to always do allocated, hard to find stuff. Everyone can find Barrel Craft Spirits, and it's a brand a lot of people sleep on, and their stuff is fantastic. Their batch 27, 33, 34, 35, I think batch 31. I loved all of those. So I think that's what I'm probably going to do the next live stream is do a blind with those to determine my favorite barrel batch from the last couple years. That'll be fun. And that'll be something you guys can find on the shelves. So I think that's going to do it for tonight. We've been live for 48 minutes. So if you guys need the link to get Whiskey Mash tickets, I don't have it real handy. So you can just email me at the whiskey tornado at gmail.com and I'll get you the link if you need to go, if you're wanting to go. Otherwise, man, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys so much. And I'm super excited. We're back and doing these on a regular basis. We've got some reviews coming out. I've been pretty good about getting shorts out now, and now we'll have live streams. So channel's up and running with regular content. That'll do it for tonight. Love you guys. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Later.